y'all, it's yoga pose of the week time again. And last week I told you we were working on a pigeon series. I wanted to share with you before we get into our main pose of the week a modification if pigeon was too hard last week, but we're moving into double pigeon pose. So a way I like to start is in our modified version. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. I'm just going to cross one leg over and open up that knee. Press that knee away if you need to, or sit up into the posture, or hold it underneath your leg and sit up even taller. It's really going to open up this hip. Now, this is a great modification if pigeon was too much for you last week. However, if you want more and you want to go into double pigeon, just take this bottom leg and lay it down. So your legs are now stacked on top of each other. Knee on top of foot and foot on top of knee. So from here in your seated posture, it's really going to open up your hips, stretch your glutes, and even some of your low back. So we're going to take a deep inhale. And exhale, start to surrender down to the pose. So as soon as I touch the floor, I'm just going to start to walk my hands out, 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 until I fold as deep as my body wants to go. So maybe you just touch the floor, or maybe you just bring your elbows down, or just like last week, you can always stack your fists and bring your forehead here. Good. Or melt and surrender into the posture. Hold the pose for approximately 8 to 12 breaths and do the other side. However, you're going to notice that one side is usually always more tight than the other. So I recommend on the tight side doing it first, holding it for about 4 to 5 breaths, switching to the other side, 8 to 12, and then back to the other side again where you started 8 to 12. Sound good? So there are many different limbs of the Ashtanga path in yoga, and today I feel driven to share with you the idea of karma yoga. Every philosophy, even science, talks about this principle. So in science, it's Newton's law. Look that up if you don't know what Newton's law is. That was something I think we learned in the 3rd grade in science, maybe a little bit later than that. In Christianity, in the Bible, you hear you reap what you sow, what goes around comes around. You know, every religion and philosophy have something along that means that the energy that you put out into the earth is the energy that you receive back. So in this day and age when so many people are suffering and having all sorts of issues, monetary and spiritual and psychological, emotional, mental issues, the thing that I ask you in a means to find peace is ask yourself, what energy am I putting out into this earth? Let go of what you're going to get back in return. Just give. Give of whatever you can. Even if you don't have money, give of yourself, your presence, volunteer, help your friends, whatever you can to be of service to another human being, or not even a human being, to the earth, to an animal, whatever. I promise you, it is a law of the universe. It's a law of science. It's a law of philosophy and spiritual practices. Put out goodness into the world, and goodness will come back to you. It's worth trying, right? So let's find an Om again together. Sit up nice and tall. I'm going to come back to Sukhanasana just for my own comfort. Sitting up nice and tall, deep inhale. See you next week. Thanks for joining me.